Hello everybody, my name is Siren Frost. How you guys doing today? And today I am very sorry it took me a very long time to get a deck profile up and running again. And I'm also testing out my friend's recording studio, I'm going to say, because this whole thing is all still new to me, so I'm going to just test it out. But he's right here with me to, guide me through if I'm having more troubles. But anyways, so today I'm giving you guys an updated deck profile video of Liael Amorta. Basically what kind of happened is I've been waiting to do this after the BCS championship events happening at my local shops. I do have two results on my bed. My binder is actually over there with my scores. Now, we did 4 rounds each on both events. The first one was at Riftgate Gaming. I had in Murray, Utah, near Salt Lake City. And it's my first time actually going, so it's actually not a bad place. But, it just was kind of bad. So, if you all want to know what I scored, there were 4 rounds, and I got 2 losses and 2 wins, I guess you can say. And I do have the record right here. Let's see, where'd it go? Where the fuck did it actually go? Hold on. Hold up. Okay. So the first event at Riftgate is I came in 12th place because I only got 2 wins, so that's very unfortunate. But at the other one, I came in 19th place out of 24 people. So it's very funny that my score is pretty much 5 difference away, pretty much. So it's really weird, actually. And I did do a deck profile video version 2 and 3 for the final choice. The first one was a different deck profile, and I'll tell you which units that I took out and what I didn't take out, pretty much. And, yeah, so, like a dumbass, I didn't really do that well for both games, but in a way, it's all good. It's okay. Hold on, let me get my little binder. Hey, can you give me that blue binder, please? Oh, sorry. Thank you. Anyways, let me just read you my scores for a second. I did write it down, because I usually do this for a lot in Yu-Gi-Oh! So, on the September 28th is when the first one came to happen. Of course, I was playing Liael Amorta, and the first opponent was Cristianos. This person is like a pro-level player, and pretty good with his deck. It matches his style. I'm guessing it's from the Zorga, feeling to it. It did come close, though. I almost secured a game, one win at round 1, but unfortunately I made a misplay. I didn't guard as much as I did, so it's okay, it's all good. It was still a fun match, and he and I were really getting into it. The second one is against Messiah, so the Stride deck, so that's a give or take situation, because Stride is coming back, allegedly, don't quote me on that. Round 3 was Ezel. She and I were... The problem with this one is we've talked so much in this game, and we wasted so much time. Instead of just going through the game and rushing it, we started talking about our high school days, where we started bitching and complaining about teachers being assholes, It was one of those good, funny moments. But overall, I did beat her the first game. She beat me the second time. And then game 3, I won based on time. So, 1, 2, and 3 kind of moment, and then to the person who has less damage is automatically the winner. So, that's what I got. It wasn't quite fair for both of us, but you know what? It is what it is. The fourth opponent was a newbie, and I feel bad for this kid because he did try. He was playing a Grhyaundra deck. So, it's like a Dragon Empire deck, one of the new ride lines from Set 2 collection. I did review it, and it still needs a lot of work, but it'll get better eventually. So that's where I got 12th place in that round right there, and it could have been more, but this was actually a lot better than the one I'm telling you right now. Last week on the 5th, pretty much, my first round was a mirror match between another Liael Amorta player, and I barely cut it close with a trigger and an over trigger, so I got 2 wins, 1 loss from that, so that's game 3. So it's starting to get more intense from there. Round 2 was against Lianorn Vivace, and I fucking kicked myself in the ass in this one. Because the boosting ability that this player did for Lianorn Vivace is really killer and really crazy. So I lost that round 2, and this is where it started goes downhill ever since then. My third opponent was Bavsargra, and this guy is really good with the deck, and I do love Bavsargra, so I'm not mad at it. But I still lost my game, even though for one reason. I should have just taken the 5th damage and have another chance the next round. And I didn't. Instead, I guard too much with my hand. I guard maybe a little too much, because it was only 1 critical, so I should have thought better. And this is where it hurts. And this is where it hurts from round 4. My last opponent was Kolthablaze, from the new one from set 3, and I lost that one because I did not have enough to guard and enough to, like, what the fuck was I thinking, pretty much. So that's where the 19th place came in, and I was really pissed. I didn't show it because I did have a good time with my friends, the people I did play against, so I had fun with that. Unfortunately, I did not secure a win as much as I wanted to. I was hoping to be a 5th round for semifinals. No, there wasn't. So, it wasn't a sudden death match that I thought it was, because normally after round 2, they just eliminate the tournament, pretty much, for me. Nope, they let me keep going, so thank God for that. So, let's go with the deck profile video. This is the updated version of Liael Amorta, and this is the one I did take for the final. I shouldn't make any changes to this deck at all, but I did, so it is what it is, but I will tell you next time I will adjust this a little bit more better to my style. And then, because Vanguard Days is coming up this weekend, and I'm looking forward to it, so that should be fun. Now, let's start with the video off by, with the ride deck itself. So, of course, you got the energy generator, which is definitely an essential for all decks now. It's basically like your ticket to any game, otherwise you cannot play Vanguard at all without this little guy. And that's just the rule is. Now, it's kind of like Speed World 2 for Field Spell for Yu-Gi-Oh! But it does gain you 3 counters, or 3 energies during your standby phase, so that'd be fun. And of course, for the ride deck itself, we got, oh, it's a little brighter here. Yeah, it's a little more high quality than I thought it was. Okay, this is, oh shit, looks like she's just glowing. Sorry. So I guess I'm gonna have to try to hold as much as I can. So we got Belnista for our grade 0, Adorphas for our grade 1, grade 2 we have Elegenia, and of course we have the main boss, which is Liael Amorta. So you guys kind of get the idea of how this looks, and it does look a lot better with the quality version, but I wish the lighting wasn't, you know, as bad as it was. But you know what? It's okay. It's my room. What do I expect, right? And if you all want to know what sleeves I'm using for this as well, I'm using the Faded One sleeves, and on top of that, Dragon Shields on top. So I need to find more of these ones, because I actually want to do like a whole Faded Clash, only those featuring those sleeves. That'd be fun. Now for the main deck. The trigger lineup did change for me. I think this is where it kicked me in the ass at the end as well. So we're going to start with Healer of Heavenly Staff Arceus for our heal trigger. And then we have Hardiness Tier Sorceress. Just in case if my opponent has getting a critical effect or an original power, I thought it'd be a good option as well for some of the competitive plays, but I might have been wrong. Maybe she's not very, you know, she's not much needed there, but it's whatever. I only chose Arceus because she's shiny, and you know, I want to look like a little bit luxury bougie ass bitch kind of thing, but no, it's not really. Didn't work. The another card that I did use is Invigorate Sage. My opponent did use a stand effect, and I didn't think of it at the time, so I forgot to use that skill. Otherwise, I would gain the 15k shield on top of them. But you know, I'm just choosing out the cards that I think it might have been good for the deck, especially for competitive play. Because, you know me, I'm not exactly a competitive player that much. So, it's all good. And then we also have another little number here, the Affectionate Harp Angel. Because during some stride decks, like, I could be at grade 3 and my opponent could be at grade 4. So, I thought it should be coming quite handy as well. And on top of that, if I'm on grade 2 and if I have her in my hand, I could just guard her and she gains the shield value. So that's just why I put her in here. No T in this video, you guys. I just thought this would be a good number. Oh, sorry, I almost lost the mic right there. And I don't know why she's fading away, but it's okay. Now, this is where I chose a little bit different here. My original build for day 1 was 8 criticals, 3 fronts, 1 over trigger, and a full playset of the heal triggers of 1 unit. But I also did now choose Protection Magic per Robbie, just because I thought the draw power would be also come in handy as well, and the take hidden shield is not a bad thing either. Oh boy, was I wrong. And I'm not a really big fan of draw triggers too much personally, and that's my opinion. I like to stay in my lane like that, and my camera just did an adjustment. So I also got 7 criticals, which is 3 copies of White Fang Witch Desma. I do like her very much so. She's very cute. Now, I could have gone with the Divine series of, units like the little cat thing, like winged cats, but this is like a full female deck to me pretty much, so I'm like, I want to like have more female units than anything. Next, I got 4 Blade Feather Dragons for the critical trigger. For the soul effect, just to put the cards in the soul, gain 2,000 power, all that good shit. And then, of course, 2 front triggers, because I do love Alpac because of her extra 5k shield value for the 20k. And front triggers, because why not? Because I noticed that I've been doing a lot more fronts than draws, so, maybe I need to cut down, maybe keep 7 criticals, and maybe take out the draws and put in, like, full 4 fronts, just so I can have a bit of an idea going on, which I think would be fun. And then, of course, the over-trigger choice I did was Spiritual King of Bright Sky, Merida Zahina, I think. His ability is, additional effect, draw up to 1 card for every 2 of your opponent's open circles in total of their rearguard and guardian circle. Retire all of your opponent's rearguards and guardians. So, I figure I chose this one as an option to see if I can get like a more card hand ability, because sometimes my hand can be bigger or smaller depending on the situation, how many times I guard. And the idea of retiring your opponent's rear guards and guardian circle, it sounds like very intriguing to me. So, but I did choose to take him out against Duravolse with the drive checks. I might have need to put that one back in, but yes, that's the unit I did choose, very much so. Okay, and this camera's probably a little too close to this thing, so you're all seeing my hands and picking these cards up delicately without breaking them and ruining them, because believe it or not, some of these cards, well, actually most of these cards are pretty damn cheap, like dirt cheap except for a few. And if you all want to know, I'm using the Stride sleeves. Like, this is like normally for your G units and stuff like that, but I use it because it's like the gears, and Liael Amorta is part Gear Chronicles, so I'm like, you know what, it's all good. So, woohoo! Alright, now here comes the grade 1s. Here comes the grade 1s in all their gloriness, all that bullshit. And then, of course, we're playing 4 of Amphiuria, which is the magical witch. So she is Liael Amorta's partner, so of course she is essential to this. And I did put back in a light Ingrid. Now, originally, I did take her out for the puppy, who gives you like the extra 5k shield if your Vanguard is has divine skill, and if it's retired after it's boosted, you can counter charge, which I should have kept that, but learned my lesson the hard way. So yeah, I figured the extra 5k boost anyways, minus the other effects, as long as your Vanguard is Liael Amorta, I think this is why it's a good thing. I'm trying to go for like a full base art type theme kind of deck, and I thought she would be a good option as well. Her extra 5k shield value also came in handy during the games. Next, I'm also playing 4 copies of Painkiller Angel, because I thought, since my soul is more important, I figured Soul Blast 1 card and retire her and draw a card. Especially this will also help you get Liael Amorta out of the soul and into Drop Zone to activate her divine skill. That's why I chose her in there. And plus, I do like how she looks, and she does do like grade 1 rush gameplay a little bit. Don't quote me on that, but I do think that's a possibility. Next, I'm playing 3 copies of Edgesmear Dragon. This is normally for Bastion, but it's shiny, so I'm like, you know what, I want a shiny deck, so there you go. And then my last one is the new version of Elementaria Sanctitude. The new skill is play this with discard a card from hand, okay, if you do not have any cards in your Crest zone other than Energy Generator, which, does that count for energy cards too, or just, it has to be like there's no cards on the card at all. Okay. If your opponent's Crest zone has a card with other than Energy Generator, this ability can be played without paying the cost. Okay, well, work. And then, of course, it's just your normal Blitz Order Sentinel, so it's... I thought I was looking at a very kick-ass kind of card, so I chose that. So maybe I might go back and just playing a full complete guard of 4 perfect guards again on my next one, because I feel like that one really didn't do too much for me at all, if I'm being really honest. So maybe it was a dumbass move of me to change everything that I was going so kind of good on, but, you know, I just want to try some last minute changes. And you know what? Sometimes shit happens. Now for grade 2, of course I did maxed out Sword Saint of Itinerant Darius. If I'm reading that correctly, I'm hoping I am. During your turn, if a binding zone has the same copy of this card here, it gains 10,000 power. When this unit is bound from Red Guard, if my Vanguard is Liael Amorta, so last one, draw a card, choose one of my Vanguards, and it gets 5k power at the end of turn. So this card came in very handy for me. Thank God I picked up some more of him, and I'm amazed how he's doing so well. I cannot wait for set 5 for the next collection, because this deck will get a new power boost from there. And of course, you want to talk about overpriced horseshit, pretty much. I have 4 copies of Divine Sister Biscotti. Now, this bitch right here drove up to $30 each. I got a good sweet deal for having $100 for a full playset flat from my shop manager. And this card is an essential to all Keter Sanctuary decks, so I can see why she's very good. And of course, she does have the same ability as the Priestess in Lyrical Monasterio in my Chris Rain deck, so I'm not going to say much about her. And that's all she wrote. So I'm using 8 normal units, pretty much. But the next one I have here is a Regulus Piece, Blitz Order, Protection Twin Cast. Choose one of your units being attacked. It gets 10,000 power until the end of that battle. This card's ability can be resolved if you have resolved a Regulus Piece ability to fight. Can be resolved. Okay. And it also works in a drop zone too. When your unit is attacked, remove this card from drop. Choose one of your units being attacked, and it gets 5k shield until the end of the battle for each grade of that unit. So, everyone, I changed out another Regulus piece, the Angelic Ladder card. It's a grade 3. What it does is that you put it into the soul, draw a card, and your rear guards are unaffected by card effects at that turn, and your Vanguard gets plus 5,000 power, which I should have never taken out, but I like the idea of Twin Cast, so that's why I chose to stick with him. Another Blitz Order I did use is 2 copies of Heavenly Bright, because to me this card is a risky situation, but it does come in quite handy from time to time. That's why I chose it. Pretty much so. Alright, so there's that. Now, for the last one we have grade 3s we have 3 more copies of Liael Amorta for the Persona Bind ability, and 4 copies of Saval Dragon, because I do like the bind ability. So that's why it's in there. So that is it for the updated video, you guys. That is the conclusion of the Liael Amorta deck profile video. I am a little disappointed that I didn't get the win that I did want because of my dumbass skills and, you know, trying to do a little bit something better. I lost a lot of focus, but hopefully next time I'll do better. Anyways, you guys, that is all for the video, you guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I know the quality is a little better. If you guys like the content I do create on this channel, please subscribe, thumbs up, comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about it. And as always, there'll be a full list in the description box down below. And as always, I've been your host, Siren Frost, signing out. Oh, shit. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second.